Oh, you killed me, Ms. Bennett.
I feel the exact same. I feel the exact same.
Does anyone know who he's?
On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of the gentleman who brings Islam to India first. However, it is temporary. However, he does destroy a ton of religious relics and religious sites. Let's go. I want to see it. Let's go. Now, Dom, I know you weren't taking notes yesterday because you just memorized it all.
But I actually didn't have my glasses. I found them today.
So you couldn't have sat in someone else's seat. You couldn't have actually verbalized. You couldn't have asked for Riley to maybe take the notes and send it to you. I mean, she also wasn't taking notes yesterday, and that's why she also... Well, it's wrong.
What?
India? Sundita?
Oh, I thought you said...
No. India. Oh, my God. There's like a lot of wrong. So let's just talk about that. Brenna, please educate most of your class. Mahud of Ghanzi. He raids. He's from what empire? On your whiteboard. What empire is he? Yes, you did. It's on my microwave back there, darling. What empire? Oh, God. I have no correct answers. I got one correct answer. I have one correct answer. One. I have two correct answers. Three correct answers. Vice Mayor. Three correct answers. 4, 5. What is it, Sylvia? Seljuk Turks. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the Pope who ordered the Crusades? Who is it? Gabby. Urban II. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the Pope who will challenge Henry IV? What is it, Caitlin?
Gregory the
7th. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the only Christian empire in Africa? Charlotte. Kingdom of Aksum. What coast is the Kingdom of Aksum? Caroline. East. Some of you are getting completely rocked right now. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what is the name of the gentleman who is the first king to adopt Islam in Africa? Will. Sundita. On your whiteboard, please tell me, what region of Africa is Kingdom of Ghana, Malay, Songhay? No. No. Okay, there's a whole continent. Half of the continent is sub-Saharan. You're going to have to put a little region there. It cannot be north. If you're north, what are you clearly touching? Mediterranean Sea. They're not north. They're what, Ramsey? They're West Africa. They're West Sub-Saharan Africa. What new thing allows Malay, Songhay, and Ghana to thrive? What new thing allows Malay, Ghana, and Songhay to thrive? Okay, but that's not a new thing. Because of this, that happens. No, not Islam. Islam's not like, oh my God, now I'm going to go trade. What is it, John? Camels. You can't have trans-Saharan trade without camels. On your whiteboard, please tell me what other new import to Africa is going to change population. I can see who got to Africa in their Barron's book here. Clearly, not a lot of you did. What is it, T? Bananas. Bananas have a direct impact on Africa's what? Dow. Population. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is a tax put on by the Umayyad Empire on Christians called? Oh, wow. Nope, I thought we were going to have more than that. All right, well. What is it? What is it? Abby? Jesus. What is a subcaste called? What's a subcaste called? Grace? Jati. Jisa and Jati are not the same. On your whiteboard, please tell me who created the civil service exam. Carly. Tang. On your whiteboard, please tell me what is the greatest crowning accomplishment of the Sweet. George. On your whiteboard, give me all 9 dynasties in order. If I was you on AP, as soon as they tell you to start your exam, I would just write down the list of the dynasties right away. Don't you think that'd make it easier? And draw a line after each of the major ones? That's what I would do. As soon as they tell you to start, if you do it ahead of time, it's cheating. As soon as they say, and begin, I would write it down.
So we get like scratch paper or what?
No.
Just anywhere.
I would write it on the front cover of my book. So when you see a China question, you can just flip to the front of your book and say, here we go. That's what I would do. You can't write it beforehand, it's cheating. All right, turn to your neighbor. Check it. Go.
Well, are you gonna go 0 like you're gonna get 8?
No. 3, 2. Who's got them all right? I got a lot of wrong. Who's got them all right? Ripke, let's hear it.
Alright, we got the Zia, and the Shane, and the Zal, and the Shin, and the Han, and the Swede, and the Tang, and the Sun, and the One, and
There you go. On your whiteboard.
you know what?
Well, he's a boss. Don't be jealous, Kaylin. On your whiteboard, please tell me what's the date range of period 5. Oh my God. Period 5. Most of you have gone 4 to 6. Jesus. What is it, Caroline? 1750. Why does period 5 start at 1750, Caroline? What does it have to include in order to be in 5? What can it start? It doesn't want to get involved with. What is it literally waiting on? Caitlin.
American Revolution?
Yes, which starts in what year?
1776?
But we have all of the French and Indian War, all that stuff is all the precursor, all of it starts in about 1753. So we need all of that in period 5 for the Age of Revolutions. 1750 to 1900. On your whiteboard, what is the date range of period 4? Oh my God, some of you are looking at other people's boards and still can't figure it out. What is it, John?
1452,
Why is it 1450, not 1500? Oh my God, guys, there's a rationale behind it. Why? Will.
Exploration.
Why? Abby.
Discovery of America.
Discovery of America. It has to be cut off beforehand. On your whiteboard, write the word number 1 through 6 and tell me the date range of each. Do it now. Figure it out. Only in your 30th week of school here, people. need letters, especially for the first 3. After that, I don't care. Turn to your neighbor next to you and check theirs and be brutally honest if they haven't figured it out. Turn and talk. Go. 5. Check. It's 8,000 or 10,000. I don't care which one you pick.
That says
You do know. Here.
I
4,
forgot I had.
3,
I thought there was one more.
2, 1. Here we go. All right. You should have checked it. I'm not going to go over it. You should have checked it. On your whiteboard, please tell me what came first. This was a cause of issue yesterday. Iconoclasm or Great Schism? Which one came first? Oh my God. Did we learn something yesterday? We did. What is it, Gabby? Iconoclasm. On your whiteboard, please tell me where are the 2 sects of Islam? Oh my God, are we on a hot streak? 2 answers in a row that we've actually all know? Damn, 5th period.
This is in the video.
I know.
Good job.
Paolo, what is it?
Sunni and
Shiite.
Shiite.
I'm actually gonna watch
On your
this video.
whiteboard, please tell me what is the name of the gentleman who is going to lead the Byzantine Empire into most of its glory. Once he dies, it starts to decline. Sylvia. Justinian. Okay. So, I'm not really handing you notes today. That is, yesterday, I don't want to do a ton of notes. We need to cover, like, the big stuff. But other than that, I really don't. As you can tell from your do now today, which I would say did not go that well, as you can recall from yesterday, where you guys also didn't do that well, you need to start seeing your bigger picture stuff. So I would take out a piece of notebook paper. I have a couple of things I am going to have you write down. It's not nearly as extensive as what I have been doing for you. So these are my notes, which is why they're short and brief. Okay, so your major events, and I think you do need to see this because you need to start looking and seeing the bigger picture here. Okay, so your first major event, you need to be able to explain why these events are important long term. Long term. If they're important enough, they should have an impact long term, which is what your do now was about today. So, Reconquista, I believe Grace talked about that one in her do now, right? Why is the Reconquista an important thing?
Because it was the first step of unification of Spain, which led
Okay.
to exploration.
Why did it lead to exploration? You're completely correct, but why?
Because they were already united.
They already had their government organized. They already had the structures in place. They were already making money, which means they could spend money trying to get the resources they needed. Does that make sense? Hello? They didn't have to work out all the details. What?
What's that say under?
Let me get to it. All right, next one is Crusades. What is the big picture of Crusades? What is the big picture of Crusades? Dom, I want to go to you, man, but we talked about this a little bit before with your 5-stop do now question.
Yeah, I got the first 2 as a acceptable answer.
I just came back for 3rd, 4th, and 5th round just for the glory of it.
Just to talk to me. The Crusades.
This is moving on. Go.
Okay. The Crusades were the fact that when Pope Urban II had the Italians and
You should be taking quick little notes, especially what Grace just said. That's completely correct. Leads to Age of Exploration because they're settled. So far, Dom is on the right path.
Roman Catholics went to fight the Muslims, and when they came back, they had empty ships, so they filled in with the Muslims like goods and trades, and they brought it back to Italy to sell it, and it led to like the resurgence of culture and stuff like that they had lost from the Romans.
The Crusades directly cause what to occur?
Renaissance.
Renaissance. Why does it directly cause the Renaissance to occur, Dom?
Because it's like a rediscoverance of the culture, and they started like absorbing it into Europe.
But what's another major reason why? I mean, I don't spend a lot of time buying art and paying artists to paint stuff in my house because I don't have what? Money, absolutely. What does Italy now have for the first time more so than They have a lot of money, so they have the resources. Okay, every classical age starts with a boom of trade, correct? Because they need to have the money. The Crusades caused a dependence of Europeans on Asian goods. They go to the Middle East, go fight to the death. Okay, they like the salt, pepper, cumin, cinnamon, all that stuff. When they go home, they're like, ah, damn it, I can't live without it, so I'll pay incredibly high prices. This is what will eventually also lead to what? We have the Renaissance, period 4. What else? This is literally the answer I was looking for from your first do now. Think back, Dom. What was the first?
Exploration.
Age of exploration. How does this connect to the age of exploration? Because of the increase. Because of what, John?
Now that these countries have more money, they can afford to spend it on going to new places and finding new places.
Yes. Do you see the big picture that we're trying to get here, people? You've got to be making connections. All right. 100 Years' War. Why is 100 Years' War a big deal, George? What is it and why is it a big deal? What is it? Thompson.
It's the first major war between countries.
No. People have been killing each other for a long time before we get to period 3. What is it and why? Ramsey.
So the 100 Years' War was between the French and the British.
Yep.
And it lasted 100 years.
97 but 5.
97. And they kind of just fought each other between borders.
Is that how they fought? Because I hope
Gotcha.
so.
They you kill a king, gotcha. And then, but really what that did was pissed them off. Pissed everyone off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So then the lasting impact would be for the American Revolution.
Yes!
The French
Yes, you're right. Keep going. Yes.
send a bunch of guns to these American farmers, and they're going to beat the British.
The 100 Years' War, the long-term impact is because the French and the British hate each other so much. After this war, it's not really resolved. So because of it, once the dumb American farmers decide to fight the strongest military in the world, which I think we can all agree sounds like a pretty dumb decision, yes? Let's take on the greatest military of the world at that time, and let's go fight them. It's a pretty dumb decision. That's why the French were like, yeah, you farmers, let's do this. Let's go kill some British people. They were like, who cares if we win? But if we kill a bunch of Brits in the process, then it's going to be worthwhile. The only reason the French helped our cause is so they could kill the British. The only reason why the French want to kill British is because of unresolved feelings from the 100 Years' War. That's it. The only reason why we won the American Revolution is because of the French blocking the port of Yorktown. The American Revolution would have kept going and we would have run out if it wasn't for the French blocking the port of Yorktown. That's the outcome. Put your tap away. Stop wasting my ink. Thanks. All right. Investiture conflict. What is it? Why is it important, Courtney? What is it? Brenna. Oh my God. How are you going to be ready to take a test on Friday? Charlotte.
Is it between, is it in the church when they would pay for their sins to be
No, that's Protestant Reformation. That's 5. Riley. We talked about this yesterday, by the way. Riley.
Pope Gregory the Seventh.
Yes!
So Henry, it's over who has more power.
Yeah, kind of. I'll take that. Okay, what is Pope Gregory trying to do?
He's trying to get more political power.
No, he's the Pope. He's got plenty of political power. Reb Kate.
Alright, so basically, Gregory the VII, he basically,
No, thank you.
Okay, so Gregory, he wanted to put spies in the king's court, and I don't know. Alright, so let's put spies in the king's court so they can keep checking on the kings, and Henry's like, hell no. So he defies the Pope excommunicates him, he climbs up a mountain, and then he's welcomed back in, and then he excommunicates him again, and Henry's like, screw this, I'm not in the church anymore. So once he separates, and yeah.
What's the long-term
And
impact?
the long-term impact is that during the Protestant Reformation, kings are more likely to say screw the Pope, so then they become Protestant, and then Catholicism and the Pope lose.
It also leads the foundation for what type of governing strategy used in period 5 and period that'll eventually lead to people getting their heads cut off. Oh my God, France is famous for it. What type of ruling do they have? Abby. They have monarchies before, which is why he's called King Henry. What type of ruling does Louis the 14th start? Oh my God. Okay, what is the name of his house that Louis the 14th builds? Versailles. He is known. What is Louis the 14th's nickname? Jarrett.
The Sun King, because he built it so that all the rooms were built around him, so he could keep eyes on all the people that were.
Because he has what type of power?
Absolute.
Absolute power. This is the foundation of absolutism in Europe, where kings have all authority. Instead of the church having all the power on earth, it's God has given the right to kings to rule. Yeah. Yeah, it is pretty cool when you stop and connect the dots. Dear Lord. What is the Great Schism? If you don't get this, I'm literally going to lose my mind. George!
It's the division of the church after the iconoclasm into Roman Catholicism and Eastern Catholicism.
Okay, what's the long-term impact?
The church obviously splits into two, bringing the East and the West of different sects, and it causes a lot of people to fall.
To fall? What does that mean?
No.
They're just like walking around one day and they just like keel over? What does that mean? What is the lasting impact of the Great Schism, Abby?
Western Europe kind of crumbles because Eastern Europe is kind of still all the trade routes and stuff.
Does it? Does Western Europe become more powerful or less powerful after it?
Eventually.
Eventually it will become more, okay? Immediately there's a little bit of side effect, but what's the long term? Long term of the Great Schism. It allows what to kind of easily occur during period 5 without too much of a fight. Ripke.
Well, doesn't it give legitimacy to the Romanov family and the Tsars? Because they're like pushing Roman Catholicism, or not Eastern Orthodox.
Yeah, they're going to switch. That's kind of cool. Okay, it's going to make it easier for the Protestant Reformation to happen in order to challenge the Church's authority, correct? It's already happened once. That's why. So it makes it easier for the Protestant Reformation to happen in 5. It also changes the conversation of what God wants, which will also push in the Protestant Reformation. It also is going to take power away from what authority on earth? If they're fighting with each other, what... The Pope, absolutely. It takes authority away from the Pope, which will eventually lead to its crumbling. Islam. What is it and why is it a big deal? Zach. Oh my God. Zach, I cannot deal with this. What is Islam? Let's start there.
It's a religion.
You're going to have to provide more in details than that.
That was a religion.
Talk to me after class. Thompson.
Islam, it spread to North Africa, so it was prominent on the sub-Saharan trade routes, which allowed countries or states like Ghana and Mali to convert, which then they could become more rich through trading with Muslims here in Morocco.
Okay, it's going to make trade flourish throughout the entire world. Will you agree? Everyone has similar ideals. Everyone has similar thoughts. It's going to allow trade to flourish. What's another major reason, Nathaniel, why Islam's a big deal? What other things is Islam going to start? Think of period 3. Which one's more organized, Christianity or Islam? Islam, yes. What else is going on in period 3, Kaylin? Crusades. It's going to make a rivalry immediately out of Europe versus the Middle East. It's a big deal. It's going to lead to more and more issues. Is that a problem we're facing here in 2017?
Yes.
There's a lot of Americans who don't want Muslims here. There's a lot of Americans who fear Muslims. That fear started with Muhammad and the attacks of, invasion of Spain with the Moors, all that stuff. This is something that's has happened since. Grand Canal. Why is it a big deal, Charlotte?
Because it was China more connected,
Okay.
allow for more trade
What's the long-term impact?
than the Mongols used it,
For what?
like to move around to trade.
Okay. What's a little bit bigger than that? Sounds like my do not answer this morning.
The Mongols are really big on translating facilitating it properly, and then it spread out. It's like they trade on the Silk Road a lot.
T, help her out.
Like the China got really rich because like silk was really like valued in the West, and
Okay.
that kind of sparked the rebellion, like the Anchi rebellion, because a bunch of common people like over them.
All right. Wow. That's very good. Yeah. Hell yeah. John, what else?
Well, just a question. Was the Grand Canal like the first man-made canal?
Oh, that's beyond my scope. I would think it would be the first like huge one. Yes. Like first, like one of like. I mean, I could go dig a canal in my backyard,
No,
I guess, but I mean, this would be the first large-scale one, I would assume.
Okay.
That's not really my forte, man.
Okay.
All right. What do we got for Mongols? We kind of talked about Black Plague. We've kind of gone over. Constantinople is sacked in 1204. Caroline, why is it a big deal? First of all, who conquers Constantinople? What group?
The Muslims.
Okay, but what's their empire? They're going to be there for about 1,000 years. They fall in 1912. 1917. Ottomans are taking it over. Why do the Ottomans have the opportunity to take it over in 1204? Why, Courtney?
The Crusades.
Yeah, but that doesn't open up Constantinople. Why? What specifically? Can't just say Crusades. There was 8 of them. Ah, what about that 4th one?
The Christians were fighting between each other.
There you go. Weak in Constantinople. So eventually in 1204, about 200 years after the 4th one, the Ottomans come in and take over. What's the long-term consequence of Constantinople falling and becoming Istanbul? Dow.
The Muslims take over the main trade routes over there, and so the Christians have to trade south through Italy rather than through Constantinople or Istanbul.
Okay, so they're going to depend more on what? Are they really going to go through land, or are they going to depend more on what?
Sea.
Sea routes, which is really going to become a part of what period? And 5. Okay, so we're going to have that. What else is another major outcome to Constantinople falling? Caitlin? Who's clearly better?
Muslims.
The Muslims. Okay, the Muslims are going to have the technology of what? What is their whole organization, Brenna? Oh. Okay, gunpowder empires are going to come out of it. What is their whole? Dar al-Islam is going to be their education base. They're going to be much more organized, have much higher technological support. They're going to be much more effective. Okay, this is going to directly rival the Christians. So tomorrow I am doing questions with you and covering any content you specifically need me to go over. Which seems like most of period 3 at the moment. Because your test on Friday is of the same caliber of the test last Friday. Now you know what to expect when you're looking at those questions, correct? You understand that it's looking at typically the period as a whole and not just one specific fact, yes? So what we just did right there, and hopefully you took quick little notes, you're starting to see outside the period and the connections, correct?
Yes.
Because if you're not thinking that way, you are not going to do well on your mock exams and the AP exams. You have time to fix it. You have time to address it. But be aware, you need to be thinking bigger than Muhammad, 6'10", had his first vision. 6'32", he dies. Abu Bakr takes over. You can't just give me rote facts. You have to be able to connect it to actual evidence. John, did you have a question left?
Oh, I answered.
You answered it. All right, to the boards. Here you go. All right, here we go. Actually, I'm going to, here we go. Sorry.
Kick me out, Bennett.
Okay, 154. Three, 2, 1. Show me what you got. I have every letter up there. Turn to someone next to you. Talk about it. You've got 10 seconds. Come up with a reason. If you're changing your board, you better change it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Show me what you got. Some of you went the wrong way. What's the answer, Grace? E. Why is it E, Grace? All of those are located right next to what? Well, yes, right next to Europe. They're Byzantine Empire. They were the ones that were held on the longest. Okay? Still a huge influence. What?
It says, which of the following European regions felt the influence in its
Yeah,
Russia's
that's all. Russia is half Europeans, Eddie. The division is Moscow is a European capital.
Is it?
Yes.
I thought.
Yeah, no. Russian spans both continents. All right, here we go. Let's do 180. The answer is no. I have one right answer. All right. Clearly, you better come in prepared. The answer was C.
Oh yes! Yes!
I wouldn't be that proud.
I got better.
Goodbye. Guys, you better hit the Barons hard tonight.
How would it have been?
Jeez.
Thank you.